for the fans. The glory for the pinstripes.
What's up, Yankees Nation? It is December 19th, 2025, and the tension in the air is palpable. The hot stove is burning, but perhaps not at the speed we would all like. We all know that Brian Cashman and the Steinbrenner family have their eyes locked on the big fish in the free agent market, Kyle Tucker and Cody Bellinger. These are the dream names, the left-handed power bats that would instantly transform our lineup. But what if that doesn't happen? What if the bidding wars get too high? Or they choose another destination? Yankees Nation is living through one of those crucial off-season moments where silence can be deafening. While we focus on blank checks, a name that was hot back in July is being whispered behind the scenes again, suggesting a drastic strategic shift. We are talking about Steven Kwan, the star of the Cleveland Guardians. The lack of recent rumors could mean disinterest, or it could be the calm before a storm of negotiations. Today on Yankees Fan Central, we are going to dissect whether pivoting to Kwan is our salvation or a miscalculation if we miss out on Tucker and Bellinger. If you want real analysis that goes beyond sensationalist headlines and dives deep into our team's roster construction strategy, you are in the right place. Smash that like button right now, subscribe to Yankees Fan Central, and hit the notification bell. Come join the discussion, because here we break down every possibility calmly and with no fluff, just the way Bronx fans deserve. Let's get to the facts. Recently, on the Talkin' Yanks podcast, John Boy and Talkin' Jake tossed up a pitch that we need to hit: Steven Kwan as the definitive alternative. The scenario is clear. The Yankees desperately need balance in the outfield and the lineup. Kyle Tucker and Cody Bellinger offer power, but Steven Kwan offers something we've been missing for years: elite contact, plate discipline, and gold glove defense. Kwan, currently 28 years old, isn't a traditional slugger, but look at the numbers he consistently puts up. We are talking about a player who flirts with a 300 batting average annually, with a ridiculously low strikeout rate, something rare in modern baseball, and frankly an urgent need to balance out the strikeouts from Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton. His OPS, on-base plus slugging, hovers around the .780 to 800 mark, not because of 40 home runs, but because of his insane ability to get on base and create chaos on the base paths. For the Yankees, the interest makes total technical sense. Yankee Stadium, with its short porch in right field, is inviting, but Kwan would bring the dimension of putting the ball in play. Defensively, he is one of the best left fielders in the game, consistently leading in outs above average OAA. Imagine covering the vast left field of the Bronx with his speed. It would be an immediate upgrade for our pitching rotation, which would benefit from fewer balls dropping onto the grass. However, rumors have cooled since the trade deadline in July 2025. Why? The most obvious answer is that the Yankees are prioritizing money, free agency with Tucker to Bellinger, before considering spending draft capital and prospects, trade for Kwan. But as Joey Mistretta pointed out, this quietness can be deceiving. If Plan A fails, Cleveland's phone is going to ring. But will they pick up? Now we need to look at the other side of the counter. Why would the Cleveland Guardians trade Steven Kwan? This is the trickiest piece of the puzzle. The Guardians are not a team in total rebuild mode. They just won the AL Central in 2025, surprising many before falling to the Tigers in the playoffs. Stephen Vogt, the manager, is coming off 2 consecutive Manager of the Year awards. They have a competitive core, and Kwan is the engine of that offense at the top of the order. Financially and contractually, Kwan is a gold mine. He has 2 more years of team control via salary arbitration, 2026 and 2027. This means he is cheap by market standards and extremely valuable. For the Guardians to trade him, the return package would have to be astronomical. They aren't going to accept scraps from our minor league system. We are talking about top-tier prospects, perhaps a young pitcher, MLB ready as the main trade chip. The philosophy here clashes. Do the Yankees prefer to spend money, Tucker, Bellinger, and keep their prospects? Or do they prefer to save on the payroll by bringing in Kwan, but bleeding the farm system? If we sign Tucker, we keep our young talent. If we trade for Kwan, we solve the leadoff and defense problem. But we weaken the farm's long-term future. Furthermore, the lack of current rumors, as mentioned in Mistretta's report, suggests that Cleveland is happy to keep him. They know the value they hold in their hands. This brings us to the central dilemma of this offseason: financial risk versus talent cost. Is it worth sacrificing the future of the farm system to bring in an elite contact player like Kwan? Or should we go all in financially on Tucker or Bellinger, even with the risks of long, expensive contracts? There is a part of the fan base that is tired of watching the team rely solely on the home run and is begging for a hitter like Kwan. Others argue that in a competitive window where Judge isn't getting any younger, we need the immediate impact of a superstar like Kyle Tucker. The question remains, what is really missing for title number 28? Is it more power, or is it offensive diversification? The Yankees' competitive window demands perfection now, and waiting for Cleveland to change their mind could be a dangerous game if free agents sign with other teams in the meantime. In summary, here is the situation. Steven Kwan is the perfect contingency plan on paper, but perhaps the hardest to execute in practice due to the Guardians' reluctance. If Tucker and Bellinger slip away, Brian Cashman will have to be creative and aggressive. And you, the fan, would you rather spend the millions on Tucker, Bellinger, or empty the farm for Steven Kwan? Leave your opinion in the comments. I want to see the debate heat up. If you like this deep dive, like the video and subscribe to Yankees Fan Central. The chase for the 28th title continues, and every move counts. See you next time, Nation.